Hi, I'm Nikki, the Obsessive Bookseller. Welcome to this episode of my ebook Zero Challenge. For most of the year, I've been doing my A to Z challenge where I've been reading through my collection alphabetically, doing like one chapter a day. But I have shifted focus and now I'm going through my ebooks in no particular order, just based on priority and trying to read at least one chapter a day. I'm really motivated by small amounts of effort daily, adding up over the course of the entire year. And I only have about 12 books in my e-reader right now, with a few on my wish list. And yeah, so far I'm through a book and a half, so we're doing pretty good. So last time I had just finished up System Collapse by Martha Wells, and this week I've been focusing on Salmouth by Stephen Bruce. This is book, God, I don't even know what book it is, but chronologically it comes after Jerrig, the very first book in the recommended reading order. And I'm enjoying it. It's one of those books where it's not really giving me a lot of substance. There were other books that have provided a bit more of that, but it's still quintessential Vlad Tolstoy and super fun. So I've been enjoying it so far. Every single book has this overall mystery or something that the character is working towards, and then it's all about his interactions with the different factions of people trying to get what he needs. In this case, he's trying to get back $800 essentially that someone owed him before they died, and it's one of those things where he's spending way more money and resources than he is actually going to be able to recoup by the end of it, and it's funny. It's really funny. My favorite thing about this series is how unconventional it is. The voice. The closest I've read are Dresden Files, where he's got a very subtle, cheeky way of talking about things. This one, it's also kind of like a genre bender. It was written, first started back in the 80s, and it has the world building of a fantasy book and the pacing and the storytelling vibes of an urban fantasy. And I just think it's really cool. It even has just a couple of sci-fi tweaks here and there. And so this author, he talks directly to the reader occasionally. He's not afraid to break rules. He's just having fun with the story. I mean, look at him. So I have read a Pratchett book. I've read Going Postal, and the vibes between that one and this one are very similar. So if you like Dresden, you like Pratchett, you might consider giving this series a try. It's a lot of fun. Budding reading it with a group on Goodreads, Fantasy Buddy Reads, and we have chosen to go the chronological route. I don't know. It's hard to say. If you go chronological, it's less confusing because you can kind of see the progression of things. This is an author who proclaimed from the beginning that you can really read them in any order, and I hate it when authors do that. But I mean, he kind of self-contains everything. But then in the stories, he keeps referencing stuff that happened and referencing these world-building things from other books without context. And so he's like, but that's a story for another day. I hate it when they do that. I think read Jerrig. It's the very first book in the traditionally published, the publication order. And I think it was a really strong introduction to the series. And if you like Jerrig, then from there you can decide whether or not you want to go back and start chronologically or whether or not you want to just continue on with publication order. Because publication order gives you a lot of the strongest books up front, and you're more likely to make it further in the series, whereas chronological is more for someone who already knows they really like the world and want to experience it in a certain way. So I've done both. I started Jerrig, I read the first 3 books, and then when we went back and decided we want to read the series, I went chronological. So start with Jerrig. But this one, I don't even know at this point. I'm about halfway through. I don't even know what the bear thing is on the cover. I'm sure there's a detail in there that shows why, and I just don't remember. That's okay. So anyway, I'm liking this one. I imagine, if you've noticed, I haven't been super strict about releasing these videos every single week, so I probably will check in again once I have finished this book and give you an overall wrap-up and tell you what I will be reading next in my ebook project. I am really enjoying this project. I've been making time to come sit in my library every evening in the chair that I bought that just sat there for months without anybody sitting in it, because I never made the time. So I come in my library, I read, and it's just been really good for my soul. The problem is the first couple weeks when I came in here and started reading, I would take breaks and look around and notice some holes in my collection and be like, oh, I wonder if I can get a hold of that. And so one thing led to another, and I had a massive book haul like a couple weeks ago, and I'm about ready to film today a second book haul because I keep buying things. Like, maybe that'll be the thing. I can't bring my phone in here when I read because I keep buying books. I need to stop. This is great. I really like where the project took. A to Z was really good for a while, but yeah, this has just been, yeah, one of my favorite daily activities. So we'll see if I can get this book done within the next week or so, and I will update you then. Thanks for joining me on this one, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye.